Hello, everybody. So I was recently looking through Action Figure 411, as I'm sure many of you are also prone to do. So as we look through, we have our His Tank, we have, all of our characters that have come out so far in order by number as expected, right? Here's all our retro collection. So we know we have Snake Eyes and who was the other one? Snake Eyes and somebody. Drawing a blank here. Should have looked this up, refreshed my memory real fast before starting the recording. But anyway, two figures that I'm not that worried about. Coming up in the retro card back to finish that off. Oh, the Crimson Guard. That's what it is. Crimson Guard. Snake Eyes and Crimson Guard. Which is not really the point of the video anyway, so it doesn't matter. Long story short, anybody that we've been able to pre-order so far, you can find here on Action Figure 411. Which leads me to the point of the video. So, as you can see, these aren't numbered, so that's 00. I don't think this has a number, so they put those up here up front, and then they go 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way down until we hit Kamakura, which is number 61. Okay, so here's where my question comes from, okay? Not that I've asked a question yet, but sorry, I'm just kind of going off the cuff here. So Kamakura is number 61, right? And Serpentor here is number 57. So it leads me to wonder who falls in here. Who is number 58, 59, and 60? Okay? So we know that we have already announced, we've seen the digital renders for CoverGirl, Falcon, Outback, Slaughters, Marauders, Barbecue, and Crimson Bat. I think that's correct. So who could fall in between here? Number 58, 59, and 60. Well, I guess on one hand, it might be 3 of those 5 characters, and then the other 2 would be maybe be number 62 and 63. However, I think it would be kind of weird because that is a wave of 5, right? I feel like it would be a little bit weird for Kamakura, who's already gone up for pre-order, to fall in the middle of that wave, right? Why would it be numbered that way? It just seems odd to me. Now, there have been, clearly, as you know, if you've been collecting this line for any amount of time, there have been a lot of issues with things coming to market, a lot of holds up, distribution issues, what have you. So that could account for some wonky numbering, or when certain numbered things come out in what order, whatever. You might remember Tiger Force Duke number 40. That wasn't announced until after all this stuff already went on pre-order, and this was just kind of a bit of a hole in the numbering, and then we finally got it. However, I can't help but wonder if number 58, 59, and 60, might that actually be 3 more Tiger Force / Python Patrol figures that haven't been announced yet, because at least here in the States, none of these figures have yet hit shelves. Target is saying that Outback is slated now for October 7th, if I'm not mistaken. Now, also, if I'm not mistaken, that's been about a year since we've pre-ordered Outback here. There's still no date, at least the last time I looked, which was recently. There's still no date out here for Viper or Bat, and certainly not for Bazooka and Recondo, or the Python Patrol officer. So it leads me to speculate, is this gap due to the holdup with these Tiger Force figures? Now here's another thing to think about. Tiger Force Outback was released for pre-order approximately a year ago. As referenced a bit earlier, we already have the regular Outback announced. Now, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me to announce the standard paint, whatever you want to call it, the regular looking Outback before this one's even up on the shelves. Now, this is anecdotal, but I have noticed a lot more availability with this figure and my, at least for the pre-order or whatever. And I think that's to do with people not really caring about this one as much, knowing that they'll be able to get the one with the survival shirt within the next year or so. So that leads me back to number 58, 59, and 60. I think it is highly plausible that these figures will be another Tiger Force and Python Patrol wave. So I could be totally wrong about this. Whenever 58, 59, and 60 are released, feel free to come back in the comments on this video and laugh at me and tell me how incorrect I am. Well, whatever. But I do think it is a plausible scenario that that is what will land here. Now, I would like to take it one step further. So I'm already speculating here on what could fall in this gap. Let's take it one step further and think, okay, so if this is going to be Tiger Force Python Patrol, what characters? First up, and I think if you've watched some of my previous videos, you might know what to expect me to say here, but I really think that we're due for a Python Patrol character that comes with a vehicle. That would be a good, a good bit of symmetry or a counterweight or whatever you want to call it to the Tiger Force Ram cycle. It only makes sense to me that they'll also have a Python Patrol vehicle. And like I've said in previous videos, I really think it likely to be a ferret. Okay. Now, who else? Actually, let's just jump over to yojo.com. So let's look at 3 3/4 inch figures. Let's look at sub teams. Let's look at Python Patrol. So I do think that this is a good place to start if we're speculating on what figures they might come out with in classified. Now, it's not a guarantee that they're going to stick to this at all. I mean, one of the first Python Patrol characters they gave us was the Bat. And as you can see, there's no Python Patrol Bat listed here. So they're free to do what they want and make new choices and do interesting things. But another data point to consider, this Viper is damn close to the classified Python Patrol Viper. Trooper is damn close to the Python Patrol officer. Okay. So I think it's likely but not guaranteed that whatever else we get for Python Patrol could very well be pulled from this group right here. Now, what I think would be great would be for either officer, which they should call trooper in classified, or televiper to be packed with a Python Patrol vehicle. Now let's scroll down and look at our vehicle offerings that they've done previously. So ASP, I did mention this is a possibility in a previous video. Conquest done. That said, I wouldn't expect anything like this or water moccasin or stinger or anything in that size range. And to tell you the truth, I wouldn't even expect something in this size range or this size range. And that's why I keep going back to Ferret. Now, as you can see, they did not release Ferret in Python Patrol back in the day. But, like my point earlier, they also didn't release a bat like Python Patrol back in the day. And to take it one step further, they also didn't release Ram Cycle as Tiger Force. So, totally possible that we could see a Python Patrol Ferret packed with one of these figures. Now, of all these figures, what I hope not to see is the Crimson Guard. I never really liked this figure, even when I was a kid. I thought that the yellow shirt, he's not crimson, for crying out loud. Okay, so my hope would be that if we do get a vehicle, it would come with one of these guys. Now, as I alluded to, we're looking at 3 here. So my next hope would be that the other Python Patrol figure that we get would be an actual named villain. Copperhead would be a great choice. But I could also see them going outside of this original wave and maybe giving us somebody along the lines of Major Blood, or maybe throwing us a curveball and giving us somebody like a Python Patrol themed Firefly or Baroness or somebody like that. Who knows? But it would be interesting to get a cool named character, and really my hope would be for Copperhead. And then my hope would probably be for a Trooper or a Televiper with a Ferret. Okay, so let's go back. So that accounts for 2. 58, let's say it's 58 and 59. And that would give us a total of what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Python Patrol characters. And we currently have 1, 2, 3, 4 Tiger Force characters with 1 vehicle. So that leads me to think it would only make sense for this 3rd character to fall in here, if it were to be Tiger Force Python Patrol, to be a Tiger Force character. All right, so let's go back over to Yo Joe. Let's just go back. Let's look at Tiger Force. Okay, so as we look at our Tiger Force, clearly this Bazooka, this Duke, this Recondo, they all look very close to the way their 1988 counterparts do, the classified versions. Now we've skipped down and we also got, obviously, Outback, who is originally an international release, which I think came out around the same time as the first or second waves. What year was this? 1987. All right, so he was a early Tiger Force character, just didn't come out in the States. Okay, so however, if we want to use this group, I would, as what I would consider our main, like of the original Tiger Force group, who would be the most likely character for them to put out in Tiger Force? So honestly, the most likely ones aren't my best, or better said, aren't my favorite options. We have Dusty, we have Flint, and we have Roadblock. Now, I think they're likely because we already have those molds, we already have those characters. However, it's worth noting that the Tiger Force Bazooka, Tiger Force Recondo, and Tiger Force Outback were the first versions in Classified, right? Except for Duke, all of our Tiger Force characters were the first versions. Now, I'm sure we'll get the regular version of Bazooka and Recondo, etc. at some point, but I just want to put a flag right here to say this version, The Tiger Force version was our first classified version of Bazooka, Recondo, etc. So it makes me think, is it possible that we will get another Tiger Force character that's not an already made mold? So if that's the case, where am I leaning? We have Lifeline, Frostbite, Tripwire, and Sky Striker. So I think Sky Striker's automatically out. He's not a super popular character. We're not going to get any kind of plane, so I wouldn't even consider that one. Frostbite, we know Frostbite is coming out, but it was strongly implied that it was going to be the actual Arctic Frostbite. I believe Lenny said something about he was going to come with everything he needs to get a job done in the snow or something like that. Actually, sorry, I misspoke. It's Snow Job that's coming out, not Frostbite. So I might edit that out, but I probably won't. So forget that. So might it be Frostbite? As I think this out on the fly. Yeah, so it's Snow Job we're getting, not Frostbite. It's the red beard. Makes me think Snow Job. I don't know why I clicked on this. Okay. And then we have Lifeline. Now, of these options... Oh, and Tripwire. Of these options, I would expect if they're going to do Arctic characters, they're going to put them in the Arctic clothes first. If they're going to do Snow Job, and they were going to do Frostbite, I would expect them to do it in that Arctic style first, and maybe give one of those figures a Polar Battle Bear. Lifeline, that could work for Tiger Force, but personally, and you know, Hasbro doesn't care about what I think, but I would much rather see Lifeline come out in his classic red and white outfit. That would look awesome on the shelf, and just to me, and probably a lot of folks, is just such a better looking figure as far as color scheme than this Tiger Force Lifeline. So that leaves me with Tiger Force Tripwire. I don't have any reason, like these other characters, I don't have any reason that it wouldn't be Tripwire, right? So I can think of reasons why it wouldn't be Sky Striker. I can think of some reasons, at least from my own personal taste, why it shouldn't be Lifeline. And I could think of some reasons, as you just saw me think out in real time, why it shouldn't be Frostbite. I can't really think of any good reasons why it wouldn't be Tripwire. So with that said, might 58, 59, and 60 be a Tiger Force Tripwire, Python Patrol, Copperhead, or some other named villain, and a Python Patrol trooper of some sort with a small vehicle to match the Tiger Force Ram Cycle. All right, I'm going to leave you all to just think about that for a bit if you want to. What do you think? Am I way off base here? Am I on to something? Would you like to see these characters, or would you like to see something else? Or do you think it's just 3 out of the 5 we've already been told that are going to land in those slots? All right, let me know what you think in the comments. And if you like this video, go ahead and give it a like. It makes me want to keep making more videos when you guys do that. All right, thanks everybody. Bye.